is Men's Health Awareness Month, and as well as a Pride Month. And a lot of men, they have all sorts of health related issues, physical and mental, and it's not taken seriously enough. Men go through so many things, right, and it's overlooked or not acknowledged and stuff, and it's really terrible, you know. And I'll hit you with some stats, chat. I will hit you with some stats right now. Okay, give me one moment. So, firstly, 1 in 8 men report experiencing symptoms of mental health problems, compared to 1 in 5 women. 35.2% of men think they've had a diagnosable mental health condition at some point in their life, right? 77% of men have suffered with common mental health conditions such as anxiety, stress, or depression. 40% of men don't speak to anyone about their mental health. They've never spoken to anyone about their mental health. 29% of those say they're too embarrassed to speak about it, and 20% say there's a negative stigma on the issue, which is absolutely right. It is absolutely right. For some reason, it has been normalized that men can't talk about their feelings. And the biggest 32%, the biggest cause of mental health is 32% a man's finances, and or 32% their work, 31% their finances, and 23% their health. And 40% of men, this is a horrifying one, but 40% of men said it would take thoughts of suicide or self-harm to compel them to get professional help. And that's not all. And listen to some of these stats, right? 3 times as many men as women die by suicide. Men aged 40 to 49 have the highest suicide rates in the UK. And men are less likely to access psychological therapies than women. Only 30%, 36% of referrals to the National Health Service are talking about therapies are for men. And additionally, men are far more likely than women to go missing, to sleep rough, and to become dependent on alcohol and drugs frequently. And I got a couple of last stats for you. 74% of all suicides in the UK involve men. 4,639 men took their own life in 2020. The rate of suicide in men is over 3 times higher than in women. And men aged 45 to 64 have the highest rate of suicide by age. And suicide is the second biggest cause of death in young males aged 1 to 19. So now that I've hit you with all those stats and facts, right, chat? What more is there to say? Mental health needs to be taken more seriously, and men's health needs to be taken more seriously. I know for a matter of fact that I am somebody who, I know what it's like to have when you have problems in your life, and I know what it's like when to be at your lowest, to have, stress, anxiety, and other stuff. I'm not saying I've ever had depression or anything. Thank goodness I haven't. But sometimes it feels like if things went differently, I really could have. Sometimes it feels like if my lowest point, when my lowest points in life, it makes me feel like if those points in my life, if they had gotten any worse, if I hadn't taken care of myself properly, then who knows what would have happened. And yeah. So we really need to, this month should be about spreading awareness, and we need to get rid of this stigma that men can't talk about their feelings. There was was it a boxer or a fighter? And there was a clip of him where he was saying that he got a call that morning before the match, the one of his friends had taken his own life, and he was saying that there's a stigma that men can't talk, and we need to get men talking, and that's absolutely right. And once again, I'll say, if you can see somebody that's suffering, doesn't have to be a man or anyone. It could be somebody who is, might be going through something, and you're a friend, you're a relative, or somebody who's close to them. Reach out to them. Reach out to them, ask them what's up, check up on them, because talking helps. Talking helps, even if you're not solving the problem, just knowing that somebody is there and somebody cares enough to listen, can do a whole world of help. So June, we need to raise awareness for men's health, and especially as well, there are certain, health conditions that women get and certain health conditions that men get as well, in terms of like physical health. So we need to be looking at that as well, health conditions that men do get as well. And, just in general, mental health needs to be taken more seriously. I know what it's like to be in a tough spot. And, even now at 24 years old, my mental health is not the greatest. So, yeah. We need to get men talking.